let's go ahead and get started. Call to order the common council meeting for May 4th, 2026. For all pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody in the audience have any questions or comments pertaining to tonight's agenda? All right, next we'll approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Make motion we adopt the minutes from April 20th as presented.
Second. Motion and second to approve the minutes from April 20th. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass. Next will be proposed ordinances and resolutions. First one will be, and the only one will be proposed ordinance 1816, amend the zoning for 116 East Willow Street. Anything to say on that, Andrew?
Yeah, so this is right down on Willow Street. For some reason, it has been zoned as heavy industrial. So we took it to Plan Commission. A young lady bought the property, is making it her home. There's been a house on it forever, but for some reason, it's always been heavy industrial, which affects what she can do with the property, insurance, all sorts of different things. So we're taking it to Old Town Residential, just like any other houses in that area. It's just something, honestly, I don't know how it ever got put in with the heavy industrial. So just something that makes sense to do since it's a house on it.
And zoning ordinances is the only ordinance you can't pass in one night. You have to pass on two separate readings.
Any questions for Andrew on that?
No, I went down and looked at the property and I don't know why it was zoned that way. I can't figure that out unless it's because Cedar goes back there or something like that.
Well, and it's kind of on the other side of the service, or all those businesses.
Butler County side.
Yeah, so I think it just may have got wrapped in somehow long ago. So.
If you're good with it, we'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion we adopt, or proposed ordinance 1816 on first reading.
Have a motion and a second to adopt proposed ordinance 1816 on the first reading. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass. The department heads, we will start out with Ron.
I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you. Andrew.
The only thing I have is the Plan Commission. Aside from this, we also had a public hearing, and it does not need to come to council. It is passed at the Plan Commission. They did approve AutoZone development plan. So obviously that they don't have permits, they don't have those types of things yet, but AutoZone came in, we went over their development plan. The only thing they allowed, in addition to just approving the development plan, is we allowed them a waiver. The Plan Commission has the ability to provide waivers for things like driveways and such. So on Jake Street there, AutoZone will have two driveways, one at the front, one at the back of the property. So it's something that was within the Plan Commission's ability to grant. If they agreed with it, they did. Everything else looked good. AutoZone came in, gave a full presentation. And when did they say? Mid-summer?
Mid to late summer.
Mid to late summer, they intend to start building. So that's where we're at.
Did talk to realtors.
Or back.
It'll be right up on 6th, but there won't be any driveway from 6th. It'll all be on Jake Street. Yeah.
They talked to realtor today, and he said that it's still not a executed purchase agreement, that they're still paying $2,500 per month to extend that letter of intent. So they're really have to sign on dotted line yet, but they're still processing. What they do, they go and they do like 5 or 6 different plots, is what I was told. And then they run into a problem, and they check this one off, and they go to the next one. Then they get down to where they made a final decision, then they say, boom, we're gonna go to the city here, so.
Yeah. And like I said, they put together full development plans. They right there on Jake Street, so it seems like pretty good.
Are they gonna have like near 6 signage
They'll have one sign, and it fits within the ordinance standards
Okay.
for that area. I can't remember, 100 square foot, maybe 100. I think that's what it was. Might have been 100 square foot. I think it fit the ordinance basically.
Okay, okay.
Just lighted sign, but they also did say that that goes off when the doors lock at night and they close down shop. Those
That
lights
I
go
was
off.
concerned because it might be distracting.
Yep. Yep.
You know, that was my thought.
Yeah, no, they said when the doors lock, that shuts off. So, and they, even the light at the edges, so like parking lot lights and stuff like that, they are well below what we allow at the edges of parking lots and everything. So, you know, they plotted around pretty much the only thing they couldn't, just because of the size of Jake Street, was the two driveways. Everything else was fit within the ordinance for.
So Andrew, you said that there's two driveways now, one in back and one in front?
Mhm.
Okay, so they added the one in the back.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when you turn into Jake Street,
Yes.
there'll be the one up closer to the front, and then there's one right at the tail end of the property.
Goes off into Siebert's easement?
No.
They're both off Jake Street.
Yeah, they're both off Jake Street.
One is in the, that thing, the boulevard.
Yeah.
And then the other one's past it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So there isn't actually one in the rear of the building?
No.
There's two in the front?
Two,
Okay.
two,
That's what I saw.
if you consider Jake
Further
Street
south.
to be the front, yes, there's two in the front.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Any other questions? All right, we'll move on to Corey.
I have nothing for the council.
Stuart.
I have nothing for the council.
Chris.
Just a quick update with street sweeping. We started that last week. Had a nice day, was able to get it out. Gonna try to get it out again this week, weather permitting, but just so you know that we're getting stuff swept up, so. That's all I have.
Yeah, brush started this week too, didn't it?
Brush was today. They'll be finishing it up tomorrow morning. There's a lot of it.
All right. Braxton.
I have nothing for the council.
Andy.
Hi, I want to touch on three things today. The first one being, I gave you guys packets on the boil water advisory. With the last repair I had to make, I did have to shut down water. And I did issue boil water advisory, and I will continue to issue boil water advisories if the distribution system loses pressure. It's just a requirement by the EPA and IDEM that we do so. I know some communities choose not to do this. That's not gonna be Butler. I'd rather err on the side of caution and do my biological testing and make sure the water quality is good, before I allow people to drink it. So, here in front of you, I'm not gonna go through all this, just basically a questionnaire and some guidance from IDEM, and this is what I follow. So whatever's on this sheet is what I'm gonna follow. From moving forward, anytime I system loses pressure, there is an instance where we might have a main break where I don't have to shut the water down and I keep positive pressure, which means above 20 PSI. At that case, a boil water advisory will not be issued. Just only when we lose full pressure. When you turn on your water tap and nothing comes out, after that, a boil water advisory will be issued by the city of Butler. And I cannot speak on the other behalf of other communities. I'm not here to do that or say that, and this is what Butler will continue to do. The next thing I wanted to touch on, was our water audit, that we had just got that done in April, or no, sorry, believe it was May. That was completed, and I went over with the Alliance of Indiana, Chad, and he gave me some bullet points to talk about. Historically, Butler has had a pretty big loss in water. In 2018, we had a loss of 17 million gallons. 2019, we had a loss of about 12 million gallons. 2023 was an anomaly. It was a loss of 5 million gallons, but our unbilled, unmetered was 12 million gallons. So I think a lot of that Might have been a clerical error on 2023. 2025, last year, we had a loss of just under 12 million gallons of water. So historically, Butler has had a problem with water. Not water as in quality, pumping water, not selling it properly. That's twofold. So the problem could be our meters of the plant are just aged and not actually calibrated to what they're supposed to be, or the meters in our system are not reading accurately. So I got to do some due diligence on my side and figure out which two of those are. I'm leaning towards the larger meters at the plant aren't correct, and we're not actually producing that much water. We're just not. The amount we're selling, I believe, is correct. So basically what that means is we're on paper and what we're auditing, we're putting in a lot more water than we're actually selling. And so that's here within the next year, I should be able to get some information for you on those meters. And those meters are not cheap. So, you know, something will have to be done. If those meters come back as, you know, failing or not correct, those will have to be replaced. So our inventory and our audit will be accurate.
Is there any type of calibration required for this?
Yeah, so, Butler has never done, what they call in situ form, calibration, which is where you literally get on this side of the pump and get on this side of the pump with the true calibrated meters and read that. Butler has never done that. Butler has always done an electronic version, basically just checking to see if there's power going to that meter, and that's it. So it's never truly done.
So they have never monitored the flow.
No, we monitor it with the meters that we currently have, but I can't say it could be garbage in, garbage out. I don't know if those are accurate or not.
Right.
So that's what I gotta look into.
What is the normal threshold or normal, but
Every city and town is different. So, I mean, from what I know, Waterloo, we pump maybe 8 million gallons a month, maybe somewhere right in there. Right now, we're pumping anywhere from 8 to 10 million. It all depends on your usage, high and lows. Wintertime is always low, summertime is always high. People are using water. There's not really a normal per se. And I don't know what normal is in Butler.
I was thinking percentage wise, whether or not there is, you get a special percentage.
Oh, how inaccurate they are, you're saying? Or
Yeah.
what's your question?
Yeah, like a variance there, you know, in terms of,
We'll find that out.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. And right now, I just read what it says. I don't know if that's accurate or inaccurate.
But we have had some water loss percentage where it's in the 20% and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And higher, I think some of the numbers you showed me might be a little bit higher than that. We did have some.
Yeah.
And I guess that goal is, I've always been told that you want to be below, you want to be single digits on your water loss.
That's kind of where I was, you know, trying to.
Oh, maybe that's what, so,
Yeah.
that's kind of the goal, below single digits.
Yeah, like our vitality score is actually really good. So like the production cost is increased slightly. So like last year, production cost on water was $426 per million gallons produced. And I mean, that number is all over the place throughout the year. Like in 2008, our production cost per million gallons of water was $180. So, I mean, that drastic change there. In 2023, our production cost per million gallons was $642. So it does fluctuate quite a bit. But yeah, once I, this summer, Fearless Midwest is scheduled to come out and do our PMs. I will have them calibrate our meters and see where they're at, percentage-wise, loss or gain. Usually loss, I'm guessing. But yeah, Butler on the revenue side is fine with that. It's just we're producing more water than we're selling.
But you think, based on what you just said, you don't think you don't think the waste is that much?
No.
You think it's overestimating what we're actually making, what we're
Yes,
producing?
I think our meters are
Which
saying.
seems like the good side to be on.
Yes, yeah, a positive side beyond it could be, we have meters in our system, which are fairly new, 2018 in the grand scheme of things, but they're PD meters, which are positive displacement meters, they're not the most accurate. So, those have about a 10-year life expectancy, we're creeping up on that. So they're about 8 years old right now, majority of them.
Are you talking about the?
Residential.
Yeah, well, I was,
Yeah,
my
residential.
next question is, what's kind of the lifespan for the, well?
About 10 years is
Okay.
what we're running, we're
I
about
I couldn't remember when those were installed.
Yeah, a lot of larger meters were installed, about 2020, so those were all new, updated. But, so those have a little bit more life expectancy, and those are all, what I found, all, ultrasonic meters, not PD. So that's a good sign to have.
They were just finishing those meters up when I come in.
Yeah, so I had to, that's the first thing I did when I got here, is I got a list from Colleen, and I checked all of our large meters and verified that those were, all updated, and the only one that wasn't updated was the city hall, and now that's changed, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to give you a little update on that, just, historically, Butler has had an issue, but I'm here to fix that, so. The other thing I wanted to touch on was, Dan and I are gonna start our investigations with the lead service lines. So you will see us out potholing, meter pits and curb stops. So there'll be about a 12-inch hole on either side of that. We'll probably do 2 or 3, cover them up with a block that says hole with a cone, and then we'll come back and fill them with the sand and topsoil. So we'll be all over town to get the predictive modeling started. That's what we gotta do. So that'll be the next couple weeks. And then at the same time, we'll have hydrant flushing that will be coming up as well. So we'll be pretty busy the next month or so. And that's all I have. Any more questions or any questions at all for me?
I just want to circle back to boil water real quickly. Like you said, whatever communities do is what they do. Andy's right, we're gonna do what Butler feels best. Prior to 2020, we weren't doing a lot of boil advisories, but, after 2020, with who we had in place at the time, we all felt it was good to do boil advisories. And as we've changed personnel, we've stuck with that, with that idea, we're gonna do it. We don't care if what communities don't do it, but we wanna make sure Butler does it the right way. So I applaud Andy for being diligent, making sure it's getting done the right way.
Yeah, it's just, it's a sign of a caring community. I mean, it really is. I mean, we're shutting down water, we're going to shut down water safe. I mean, it's a bad stigma. People with water advisory, oh, that's bad. It really isn't. It's a good sign. It's a caring community. It's a good operator. That's what we want to see.
I appreciate it. I drink our water like crazy. It doesn't show it today, but every time I bring my cup, it's got Butler water in it.
No, I just, I know there's a hot topic on Facebook, and I see it, I'm not lying. I get it. But I just want to put that out in the public that Butler will continue to do that moving forward.
Thank you. Don.
For council.
Angela.
And nothing for the council.
Tracy.
I have nothing.
Eric.
Just a couple quick things. Tomorrow, I'd like to see everybody come out and vote. I'll be working the polls, and I've been doing this a long time, and it's really an exciting time for me anyway, to see everybody come out. And so just hopefully we have a good turnout tomorrow. And 2, I've had some people ask about the, what used to be Kaiser's and the grocery store, and people are kind of concerned about not having, the city not having the grocery store. I just wondering if there's any, anybody reached out or anything that, that in terms of having a grocery store or anything that, I feel like a shop locally, but, when there's no grocery store, then, at least people having, especially with the fuel prices the way they are, I think we're just concerned that, that we've always had a grocery store here, and now there's really not many opportunities for anything. Just just voicing their concerns.
Yeah, I think I addressed that at another meeting. I've reached out to Aldi's, takes 22,000 vehicles a day to go by before they want to be interested in coming to Butler. Reached out to Miller's IGA market from Garrett, there's their headquarters in the Grange, haven't heard anything back from them. Reached out to Chief, which they have a headquarters in Defiance. In fact, I put another call on them today, so they didn't call back. I know we've had discussions with the grocery store in Hamilton and Edgerton, and their answer was, why would we want to come to Butler to do a store when we're getting that business already?
And we're getting that close.
Yeah, reached out to Save a Lot from Grable. There wasn't no interest to do that either. I know in talking with Jeff Kaiser, and he's not coming back here. But he said to come back and do a smaller store, 8,000 square feet, would be $1.2 to $1.3 million. And there's not gonna be a lot of people out there unless you're a corporation that's gonna be able to go out and get a loan for 1.2 to 1.3, have that debt load and be able to pay that bill down. You know, a little bit different with when they had the store, they had no debt load and made things easier, but if you're going out and borrowing that type of money.
Any, opportunity to ask DG to come in and do a market and
I've
stuff?
had 3 calls to them. In fact, I had another one today, talked to the owner of the building. He said, well, I get in contact with the real estate agent, because it's really up to them. He said, I'd rather have them hear from the mayor that you need to add on than versus me, because I own the building, I'm just looking for more rent. That's what makes sense. So I've had 3 calls into them. Another one was today. Still no call back from them. They're out of, I think, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. You get a marketplace in there, that would help. You're still considered a food desert, even though you do have a DG marketplace, because it cannot give you everything a grocery store can. But it would be better than having to go, like you said, travel and stuff like that. So no, we pounded the pavement for the last 3 months on that. And it's a tough road. It really is.
How much traffic goes by?
Well, what did I tell you, Andrew, like 12?
It's 11 to 12,000.
Yeah. So,
Some of
we're
the
far
things,
away from
It
that.
seems busier.
It sure does.
and some of the things they don't take into consideration, I mean, that's US 6 traffic. So you still have a lot of times tons and tons of traffic back and forth from SDI, et cetera. Some of the other businesses around that aren't gonna be included in that. So this is just traffic straight down 6. So we, to the mayor's point, you've made a number of times, like we get high numbers during the day. Like our population during the day is much bigger than it is outside of work hours. So 22,000 is a little ways off.
You know what, it's just unfortunate, people that bought it, they had no experience at grocery stores. They come back, they own truck stops, they own convenience stores, they own trucking companies with 0 experience in a grocery business. And in fact, I just talked to them last Thursday, and I said, you know, it's a shame, you've had a grocery store here 61 years, and you guys get it, and within 3 years, you put it in the ground. And unfortunately, the guy that originally bought it, and it's public record, so I can say it, liquidated all his assets. He was from Indy, liquidated all his assets, and he has fled the country. So he's left the 2 remaining partners left to take care of that. So it's not a good deal. Like I said, it is in foreclosure right now. So the bank's in the process, and that could be 6 to 9 to 12 months. You don't know how long foreclosure takes. So I do have a call into them. I did get a call back today from Old National Bank, just trying to find the right person, just to kind of get a history of what's going to go on, what's going to happen to the building, how long it's going to take, so we know on our end of it, get some type of information.
Have we reached out with the partnership, the county partnership, economic development?
Yeah, I've had some meetings with Colin on that. There's nothing they can do. I've reached out to USDA. They can come in and do a low interest loan, but money's not gonna help that place out there now. It's too far gone. They've sold off all the assets. they're not gonna put money into it just to keep it going for 5 months, so they go back through the process again and not making their payments, so.
I don't think they're restocking anything out there. I was out there last week and they've got a third of the store already blocked off. So I don't think they're restocking it.
Well, I was told today that, somebody was by there twice and there's no lights on it.
Yeah, they're done. They have reached out, they're done.
So that's where we're at on that.
Okay, like I said, I've had several people, you know, concerned about town, especially the ones that have been here the longest. Especially connected with Kaisers and people like that, you know, just what do we do now? So.
Unless they got 1.2 million.
Well, thank you for, you
Yeah.
know, at least now I can share with other people that the efforts are being made, and I guess that it just needs to be a public thing, that efforts, I mean, that you and the city has made, attempts to reach out to other, you know, entities and try to do something. It's not like it's just gonna be there and then there's nothing, so.
Yeah, trust me, we've been on that for a good 3 months when we got word that they were struggling out there.
Yeah, thank you for the efforts.
Yep. Anything else, Jared?
That's it.
Okay. Gail? Darren?
I just got a couple things with, a lot of times the street department don't get a lot of good things going their way, compliments or anything, but they've been really diligent in anything that I've asked to talk to Chris about, or got it knocked out, taken care of. I mean, there were some potholes out here that were just horrendous, and they had them fixed within a couple days, so. And let's give some credit where credit's due. They are working hard and they are doing their best, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And then with the water department, you guys, that was special the other day. These guys were out there, I think, what, 9 o'clock in the morning when you started?
We were valve exercising, it happened right before lunch, about 11.
Yeah, so they were out there from 11 in the morning until 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So really appreciate the effort you guys put out there, because it was cold and they were soaked and they just busted their butts. And for one, a lot of people have made comments, you just don't get to hear the good side of things.
Sure,
So you guys did a hell of a job. I appreciate it. That's all I have.
Thank you. Christie?
Like everyone says, everything you read on Facebook is 100% true, but my daughter has asked me 3 times, are we getting a Dairy Queen?
Can't answer that right now. Good.
Okay, that answers it.
We've been asked many times and can't say yes or no. I mean, obviously the guy that owns Dairy Queen has bought some land, but
Well, there's a rumor mill.
yeah. But,
Already.
you know, Lassus owned that land for 10, 12 years and they was gonna put a convenience store in. Never seen that happen. You know, Forest River's on that land out here. We haven't seen that happen. So I always say until I guess we see a sign or a bulldozer there, strictly rumors. But
We'll go with
the
rumor.
land has been bought, you know, that was brought up at one of our RDC meetings. So.
And I do have one more thing. I think if people were truly concerned, they would fill the seats at these meetings. Otherwise, I don't think they're really concerned.
Yeah.
Because I do see a lot of comments on Facebook, and there's a lot of times that I really want to comment. But I refrain. I put my phone down or I scroll along. But I think if people were 100% truly concerned, they would fill these seats.
The one post that really got me, and then I told Andy about that, is that the city of Butler needs to invest in their infrastructure. I know I pay enough taxes. So we should get this fixed, and didn't the mayor give himself a big raise for his office?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they knew what was going on, they knew the raise increase was from part-time, full-time. But people get 1/10 of the story, and that's what they want to run with. And
Can you, Braxton, can you see how many views we have on these meetings?
Yeah, I wanna say,
Without your number in there.
Well, it doesn't actually count mine, so I know for sure, but I wanna say Board of Works for the first 3 or 4 minutes actually had 5 people, which is the most I've seen. And then, it tapered off after, I'm guessing it's for the police nominations, we're currently sitting at 0.
So,
City of 20.
tell your people, like I tell my people, get online or come to a meeting.
I've never had a single person on any of the plan commission recordings ever. So even in public hearings, the last plan commission when AutoZone came and presented, AutoZone was here and Commissioner Dooley was there. The only 2 people in the audience for 2 public hearings.
You wanna know the truth about who pays attention? You know, being in the nursing home, of course, I see a lot of the older people from 70 to beyond.
Yep.
Those are the ones that are paying attention. Yep. Believe it or not, because they talk to me all the time about it. That's the group that pays attention.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And we need to get the up and comers to start paying attention.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
No, Angela's got some more to do.
I have nothing, but I did want to circle back to Angela.
Yes. I am announcing that I will not be running for reelection. I'm doing this early because this will not be an easy position to fill. I will complete my term, which is another year and 7 months. But if you know of someone that is interested, please have them come talk to me so that they do have an idea of what this job really is. It's a lot more than what the normal person thinks it is. And it takes about 2 years before you understand everything that you're required to do. So please, if someone shows interest, direct them my way.
Well, the only job easier than yours, mine, one day a week, you know.
My youngest child will be graduated from high school next year, so, and I'll have been here for 21 years, so
I think you do a great job.
it's time for me to look for another challenge.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody in the audience? Dave, Jim?
Yeah, comment, the water department, I had a valve stem that needed to be lowered, I said something, and within a couple of days, they lowered it, they came back and filled the dirt in, planted grass seed, put straw down, a lot better than what our agencies did last winter, or a winter ago, and for our fiber optics, so I wanna thank you for that, I really appreciate it. And I was glad to see the street sweepers out here this last week, so. And being in the wastewater field for many years, I know that street sweeping helps the wastewater treatment facility tremendously and saves them a lot of money, so. Yep, nice to see you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, Ronnie Mostow, I don't know why he's here.
Taking up space.
All right, if we don't have anything else, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make motion.
All right, 7:33, meeting adjourned.